Oh, Thomas,
What up, dude?
could you pin it?
Yes.
We have a new guest. We have a guest today, Tom.
Oh, that's why there's another person on the screen?
Yes.
That works. Who is our guest today, Jason?
Our guest is Danielle White of Salted Hanks. Danny, thanks for joining us. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Usually takes a few minutes for the room to fill up. Right now we're up to 6 people, but we're on our way. I see you're sporting a club shirt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now, as a woman, how does the shirt fit? Does it fit okay?
I got a medium. It's super comfy. It fits perfectly, basically.
Great.
It's really comfortable. It's really
Where
good.
can you purchase such a beautiful shirt?
I believe they're available at riversedgecutlery.com.
Yes, they are. Yeah, I got
I was
two
there.
of those.
I was there recently, and they had an uncomfortable quantity of them on hand. And I was told that Evan put up he put up a banner saying, "Hey, we're going to order shirts. Tell us the size you want." And they ordered based on everybody's responses, but only about half the people ordered the shirt. So they have a lot of inventory. So we need to move some shirts, everybody. If you want no more colors, we got to sell some more shirts.
Well, it's nice though because I know what I'm wearing to Blade Show already. Like I'm planning out every detail about Blade Show. This makes my shirt wearing for 2 days. I don't even think about it. I get to wear a Millie Club shirt. It's awesome.
So Danny, Tom's not normal. He's already like buying luggage with the anticipation of I'll use it then. And he messaged me the other day. He's like, I need pants. I'm looking for tactical pants. I'm like, tactical or snacktical? And he's like, yeah, I need pants.
Not tactical, performance.
That's right.
Performance
pants.
To be fair,
what kind of performance, Tom?
Like Z-rated pants.
To be fair, men's pants do have better pockets. I've got a pocket that's about that big, and I can really only fit like nothing bigger than a little native in my pocket. So
what's the deal with women's pockets? Why do you hate pockets? Defend your
I
gender.
don't hate pockets. I love pockets. If I could have all of the pockets, I would love to have all of the pockets. But
absolutely,
we're just not allowed to have pockets.
Well, if you're going to collect knives, you're probably going to want to have pockets. Hey, look who's watching. Brandon White's watching. Hey, Brandon.
Who dat?
Oh, you know.
I know.
Paul is here. Brad Dawson's here. Brad's always here. Jake Mack is here. Jake, you work? Jake, I thought you were on. Are you flying at the moment and you're watching the show? That'd be amazing.
So Danielle White and Brandon White, you guys couldn't be related to each other, could you?
I mean, only by marriage.
Only by marriage. Okay, so you guys run into each other once in a while.
Yeah.
I will have to say one of my favorite purchases I've made in the last few years is a wallet that Brandon made. It's had it for 3 years and it keeps on getting better and better and better. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. So if you want to treat yourself to a high quality leather good item, hit up BY's Leather because I have some pretty cool shit from Brandon for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, it lasts forever. It gets better as it gets older.
I've got my belt. I've got how many wallets? Just so many wallets. I kind of just end up cycling through them. And they're my favorite thing. I can't use store-bought wallets anymore.
Well, what if you came home with like a Coach wallet? What would he say?
You know, he might tear it up, but to make something else. But we don't need to talk about that.
I can't imagine that would go well.
Oh no, he does actually really like some of the Coach and the Louis Vuitton designs.
Yeah,
they are very nice. So
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Like we don't have a lot of data, Tom, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this is like the best. This is the best couple we've got in the club. That's it.
My wife is in the club, by the way. Just throw it out there. I
stand by it. I stand by it.
Okay, deal.
Mrs. Beatty is not in the group. I don't see that happening. Let's see here. Oh, your parents are in there too. Oh man, maybe it's getting thicker. John's here. Man, we got a lot of people watching tonight. Jake's Eisenhower era jet does not have Wi-Fi or internet. It's probably best. Oh, Brandon White is reminding the world that Tom has a sharpening business.
Not only do I have a sharpening business, but I got these new stones that made this giant insurmountable pile of people's knives that were right here disappear in like 3 days because I can kill edges with my new halfstone stones. So if you want your knife sharpened, send it to me and I'll get it done like really quick because I need some more knives to sharpen.
I might need to send some of mine in. I
Happy to
use them
do.
on cardboard quite frequently.
I am very much enjoying this new adventure in my life of sharpening. It's really nice being fulfilled with what I do for work for once, and being able to say I'm good at something that I think is cool is great. I don't know. It's really fun. And then I get to hear lots of cool feedback from people when they get their knives back. And I don't know. It's made work enjoyable.
Good news, Tom. Facebook user says he's going to send a few more your way. So it looks like you're going to have repeat business from Facebook user. Thanks, Facebook user.
Nice.
Part of the fun, Danny, is we don't know who that is yet because they haven't logged into what is it? They didn't authorize StreamYard to use their likeness, so we just later on we'll guess. So Danny, you're here tonight because you have whipped up something special for the club, and I'll just hold it up right now. You are, of course, from Salted Hanks, and this is the brand new Club Hank. And I like that you're going with the green themed shirt to go with the green Hanks. And yeah, isn't that a coincidence?
It is.
What I like about your Hanks, Danny, is that they actually work on eyeglasses. Why is that?
I use a microfiber backing.
Well, I think everybody calls it a microfiber backing. Yeah. Why is yours better?
I don't.
Well, I think everyone says the word microfiber, and it's a pretty broad thing. I think this is definitely different than I've seen.
I think it might technically what they called it. It was like a micro faux suede.
Oh, interesting.
But I actually went through. I think I spent about 30 minutes trying a bunch of different fabrics on my own glasses to make sure that they would actually like clean them and do good, and it was soft enough and light enough that it wasn't gonna like weigh anything down or scratch anything. So
yeah, I find that not only does it really work on glasses, but it's impossible to get on camera right now, but it also doesn't collect a lot of crap.
It's not
I have some Hanks from some other people where I lay it down on a desk, I pull it up, and it's almost like it's Velcroed every bit of dust off of the world and then attached itself to the Hank, and now I can't use it on my glasses. But yours stays pretty clean.
Yeah. I wanted to make sure that I had something that was able to work, especially like not only on glasses, but like knives too. I use it on my knives, on my own glasses and everything. So.
Can we talk about the pattern here? How did you
get? Yeah, that was cool.
How did you get all those cool silhouettes of the knife on there?
I drew.
Did you really?
Yeah. I kind of traced over like the picture of the knives, but I made sure that they all, when I sized them on my tablet, made sure that they were all relative to the sizes so that like they all looked the same as they would look to proportion.
Yeah.
To all the other knives. Like they would in real life.
I was so happy when I saw the poachy on there.
Yeah.
What's the designer pattern with the chain links between them like that? Is that Versace or what is that?
I think
that's like a thing, right? This is like a pattern. This is like a pattern thing, right?
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then it's got a little Millie Club in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet. So if you're a real member,
I'm going to pull it up on the interweb here, Tom.
I think it should be live now. So it should be up on there.
Sure. In case you guys wanted a Hank, they are available right now on saltedhanks.com. And if we scroll down, it looks like we have several different Hanks in stock.
Ooh.
Custom Millie Group Hank, avocado green. It's not letting me click on it.
Oh, dear. I wonder.
It's probably so many people trying to get it right now. Crashing the site.
available.
The Death Head
I
moth,
like
Hank.
that Death Head. Yeah, I like that moth.
Pretty slick.
Ooh,
Yeah.
tiger one too.
And
Tiger.
I'll probably have some minis of the tigers up soon too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm
judging
sorry.
by the Hank and the things behind your head, Star Wars, big fan?
Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah. We just put up more Star Wars wall art, and we just did another Star Wars Lego. We did the one of the walkers. So
What would you say is your favorite aspect of the Star Wars universe? Is there like a moment or a interaction or maybe a character arc that you really like the best?
Han Solo,
Yeah.
as probably cliche as that is, yeah, I really like Han Solo. I love the Millennium Falcon. I think his character arc is really good, going from someone who is kind of really nonchalant about stuff, maybe a little narcissistic, and turning into like a really big softie.
Scruffy looking nerf herder.
Yeah,
Turns out he had a heart after all.
he did. Yeah.
I think he was definitely the best written character.
Mm-hmm.
I can't watch Empire without just loving his dialogue. Everything that he delivers and everything that's said to him, like I don't know, it's very funny and very
Yeah.
his attitude is very just cavalier, but at the same time, not two dimensional.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I have a mostly completed Millennium Falcon behind me. My daughter's been after me to finish it.
I want one of those so bad. But
I've got about 2 hours, probably 2 or 3 hours left, and I'll be done.
Yeah.
How much does something like that cost?
$800.
Yeah.
No.
It's 7,500 pieces. It's an insane. I should go get the manual and show you. It's so big, it's actually hard to hold because it's spiral bound, which is ultimately good, but it's fragile too.
I just don't see how you that. I don't know. I'd have to see a completed one. I saw some guy on TV the other day knock over a motorcycle that some guy built, and it exploded everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like that many pieces to me as the Millennium Falcon. I don't know.
I bought a new Lazy Boy office chair, and it came in a box, a cardboard box, which is only slightly bigger than the Millennium Falcon box. It's just enormous, and pretty.
A lot of gray
stupid.
pieces. A lot of pieces of gray. Not a lot of reds and blues and yellows.
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of rust spots. So
there are. Even with the walker we did today, it's mostly gray on the outside, but like all the little pieces on the inside are like red and blue and gray and green. And
I love that you just happen to nonchalantly just be like, yeah, I built some Legos today, actually. It's not a big deal. It's just a normal Saturday.
When it felt like the world was going to end, I bought it in 2020, and my daughter and I would work on it a little at a time here and there when we were all locked up, right? And we got closer and closer to being done, and then she kind of lost interest, and I haven't touched it, but lately she's been after me to finish it out, so we'll have to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jason, look, we have a guest on the YouTubes watching over there too.
Hey, look at that. We have a YouTube viewer.
We're simulcasting to both platforms because we need some more fresh FFIB content to start filling up the YouTube channel. So I figured we got a guest. Let's record this one. Let's make this one count.
So, Danny, tell us a little bit about your knife collection.
I really like the McBees.
McBees? Okay.
I have 4 of those. This one is kind of my go-to daily carry.
I like that.
Yeah.
Since I learned how to tie paracord and do the diamond knot, that has become my entire personality. So I just do the diamond knot on everything.
Do you like the bee stinger on the back?
The bee stinger?
This you can get a backspacer with a stinger on it.
You know,
you have any?
I haven't gotten that far into modifying them.
Yeah.
Yet. We just did kind of like the bark thing on this one with my Freddy Krueger.
Oh, nice.
I have my pink anodized from you, Jason.
Hey, that looks good.
And I got my little stormtrooper zombie mask on there.
Nice.
Is it staying pink? Do you know the secret with the Windex?
I do now.
Blue Windex is the way.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it's the best. It's the best thing for keeping anodizing looking fresh. I don't know why.
That's good to know. I've got my little Jack Skellington one.
Oh, nice.
With the only one that doesn't have any modifications whatsoever on it. I have a few little natives. Got my pink one. My green knife joker.
I mean, you can't really fit a shaman in women's jeans too easily, so you're kind of limited a little bit on space.
Yeah. I think I've got 2 big knives, and I have my.
Oh, nice.
Max is great. Max is
Yeah,
awesome.
the Mannix. Suddenly forgot the name. The Mannix and my Jaeger.
What color is the Ridge Light? Is that like a gray, or is it blue?
On the
inlay.
It's black, actually.
Black. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
It's all black. My computer lighting is unfortunately just really bad. Got my Desert Warrior.
Yeah.
With some plague beads on them.
Nice.
You know when you like learn something when you're a kid and it just sticks with you, like righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Mm-hmm.
My like 3rd grade elementary school librarian taught me the difference between dessert and desert by saying it has 2 S's, like strawberry shortcake. It's dessert. I say that to my shit self every fucking time I have to spell the word desert.
Every time.
It's 30 years later, I still go strawberry shortcake. Oh, that's
Thank
dessert.
you.
Okay.
I kind of needed that. I didn't have that.
I think my grandma actually told me a joke about it. About like a family having guests over, and the mom tells the kids, you don't ask for seconds. You don't need seconds. And the kids are like, okay, no problem. And then dinner comes, and they're done with dinner. And she says, okay, does anyone want seconds? And the kids say nothing. She's like, all right, well, if you don't want seconds, then you don't get dessert. And I didn't quite get it, but my grandma was like, there's 2 S's in dessert. If you get seconds, you get dessert. And that's every time I see dessert.
Yeah.
That's what I think of.
The things that stick with you are crazy. I mean, they work.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, I had a friend named Keith Butler, and Keith is a super accomplished and intelligent person as a grown up. But when he was younger, he was a bit of a doofus, and he used to misspell his name sometimes. So we came up with I before E, except after Keith. that became our little joke among our friends.
Whenever there's an E and an I in a word, I just let it figure out what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, they always say I before E except after C, and then there's a whole list of words that have not I before E.
By the way, I turned off the autocorrect on my phone for a couple of days recently because I was getting really angry at it, and I'll never do that again.
Were you getting really ducking mad at it?
I was just like, I don't know. If I want to talk about marks on a blade, I don't mean capital M apostrophe S marks. I mean marks, like the marks, right? So why is it always doing that to me? And I just got mad, turned it off, and I realized how much I was relying on it.
I reset mine every couple months because mine will learn back. For some reason, mine will say BBC all the time. And no, I'm not searching for that in any capacity of that word. But I'll just be typing like, because BBC. Like, why?
You're not looking for like Sherlock or Doctor Who or anything?
I was thinking much worse than that. But
no. I know.
Well, Danny, back to your collection for a minute. When you went through it, I didn't hear you say pochi. Do you not have a pochi?
I don't.
No pochi.
I don't.
They're getting obscenely expensive, so
it's actually really
they're
funny.
They're getting extremely expensive, or
they're $250
now. It's actually funny because I'm in Denver. The Spyderco showroom is literally like 30 minutes away.
Nice.
So we went a couple weeks ago and I almost bought one, but it felt weird in my hand. I do
Oh
have
yeah.
really long fingers, so like it felt a little weird, and I didn't. I'll have to think about it a little bit more before I go in for one, but I know where to find them.
Tell us about when you choose a knife, the ones that really stick in your collection. Are
Mhm.
you primarily attracted to them for the looks of the knife, or do you find that the feeling in your hand is an important part of what gets in your pocket?
So it's kind of both.
Kind of both.
Yeah, I have found that I had some that I wasn't as fond of how it felt. I did
Right.
like the way it looked, but I wasn't too, keen on how it felt in my hand.
Yeah.
Um, but also like I can't handle really big knives all the time. I know I have kind of big hands and everything, but they just because they're so long, they don't fit as well. But I don't know. Brandon got me a McBee, and ever since then, I've just been just absolutely obsessed with them. So,
I too have big hands, and I find the McBee is awesome. It's
mhm,
so cool. It's just the right size. Like for me, I get two fingers
mhm.
on it, and then my
Yeah,
thumb is in a great spot, and it's just the right
mhm.
amount of blade to open a knife box.
It is.
That's gonna
It
get
is.
discontinued, and it's gonna be the new Sliz Bowie eventually, and it's
It will
gonna
be,
be
And then I'll be
no doubt.
really sad
yeah.
because, yeah, I love all of my McBees.
Do you by any chance have a mini Arius possibly headed to your household at any point?
Yes.
Perfect.
Hmm.
That is that a good size? Will that work?
I think so. I haven't handled one yet, but Brandon has let me borrow some of his regular Ariuses. Um, so these ones are just they're just a little too big for me. Um,
The mini and the regular one is like a PM2 and a pair of 3. It's like
yeah.
it's just like that. So if you
I
like
Mhm.
think,
it,
yeah, and I think that the mini is going to end up being more popular than the big.
Yeah.
It's smaller than a pair of 3.
Smaller than a pair of 3. Yeah. I am really excited about my mini Arius. I'll finally have one of my own that I don't have to borrow.
I think you two will be fighting over it. Although Brandon does like a big knife, he's okay with a big knife. So
yeah,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
And it's funny because we both have a mini coming.
oh, nice.
So
Make him
we're
fight.
both really stoked. Yeah. We'll take
That was
all
an interesting drop because the way the Koenig site works is you
Mhm.
have to check out with at least $1 worth of merchandise to
Yeah.
check out. So
Mhm.
when that went live, I was panicking as why I couldn't check out because I didn't
Mhm.
add for expedited shipping. I didn't buy a T-shirt.
Right.
I
Yeah.
was panicking, and I'm like,
Mhm.
how is this not sold out in 8 seconds? Because everyone was having the exact same
Mhm.
problem before they fixed it.
I think they did end up going and fixing it.
Well, they did eventually for
Yeah.
sure, but yeah, I
They
text Bill and I was like, "Can I get one of these?"
Yeah.
It won't let me check out.
Yeah,
Yep.
because Brandon and I both got one at the same time. We were actually going to see my cousins, and we were like 2 minutes from walking in the door, and he's like, "Oh, these are live. Let's go get them." We finally got them, and then literally like 10 minutes later, they refunded me because they saw 2 going to the same house. I was like, "But I really want one." So he messaged them, and they put it back in there and everything, but I am really excited that I am getting one. I'm super stoked about it. Is it not working yet?
You made a sale during the show.
Oh,
Somebody
So
purchased one, but I'm not able to click on it.
unless they purchased a different one from you.
Could be operator error.
I'm not entirely sure why. I did just a couple weeks ago. I spent like a week redoing my site and moving it over from GoDaddy to a different place. So I think I spent like one entire day like working on it
I want a
specifically to get it
MacBook.
working.
I can't get mine to open either. I want a MacBook. I don't know if it works on mobile better or something like that.
It might. I do know that the mobile
It's
site
working for
does
me.
work. Yeah.
Mobile is working.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so
I'm gonna put a crawler up, Tom.
Clicked on it.
Mm-hmm.
I went and clicked more products and I clicked on it and it's in my cart right now.
Brennan said that it might work better on mobile. I'll have to check the desktop and see if there's anything on that one that is messing it up, but he did say that it is working on mobile.
So, guys, just to recap, the new Hank, it's the new Club Hank. This is from Salted Hanks. Danny White is the maker, and you can see it's a really cool green color, avocado green. We've got hand-drawn silhouettes of the knives. Got logos, really killer.
And they are all hand dyed, so there might be a slight variation in the dye job, maybe just from
Okay.
like one Hank to the next, but they're all hand dyed, hand cut, hand sewn,
By you, Mountain Giant.
and yeah.
You have
notice on the
another
Do you do it by
13
candlelight?
designs also available on your site, right?
Which one?
13,
Oh yeah.
13 other designs on your site right now are
Mhm.
also available.
Looks like some people are having luck. Jake Mack got
Yeah.
it to work on his iPhone.
Oh, good.
So
Went to the site, created an account, and had no problem.
Nice.
So, guys, there's about 100 of them available, and that will be it. So, pretty limited.
I do have stickers to go with them. Matches the design on it.
Yes. I
Oh,
forgot about
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so those will go in with those. And
Jason, we might be due for an update of this thing over here with that cool design.
I'm worried it would be like blurry because it's so small.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But you're right. We need to update that. I don't remember how I did it.
I don't know either. I try to fix it. Then I'm like, if I do, I don't know what to replace it with.
I know. I do like that logo though.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I like that Sons of Anarchy logo.
So, Danny, we had an interesting topic we didn't prep you for the show. I don't want to make it strange, but we wanted to hear from a woman in the hobby what it's like being in the hobby, being surrounded by a bunch of dudes sometimes. So we were kind of interested in just like what it's like being, the group is like 97% male. And
right.
I know that being a woman in this hobby, it presents different challenges because there's some piece of shit guys. So I just kind of want to hear anything that you would like to say or on behalf of like what it's like being in the group or what you do like about this group versus other groups, stuff like that.
Right. I mean, it is really nice. It's really fun. I do get quite a lot of comments of where were you? Where have you been? Where did you come from? Where do I find someone like you? So, because I know a lot of guys do want to get their wives in there, and I do find it really funny that I find it funny that a bunch of guys are like, oh, I gotta hide this from my girlfriend, gotta hide it from my wife, and Bren will be like, hey, I bought another knife today. I'm like, cool. And I'll be like, hey, I'm thinking about buying a knife. He'll be like, yeah, sounds good. Let's go. So it's not bad. It's pretty fun. I think I really enjoy it. I mean, Brandon did get me into collecting knives, but it is something that I really enjoy doing. So,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's really fun. I do really like seeing all the knives and all the ways that they get to mod and everything, and definitely want to get into modding them. I'm just a little too poor for that right now. So
modding is taking the extra step because like if you buy like a knife like this, you can buy it and sell it and you'll get your money. You'll get more than your money back. When you start modding stuff, you're like, I'm keeping this shit or I'm going to take a loss. So I better really like it.
Yeah. So I have found that finding knives that I really like is pretty easy. It's more of just being able to get them. So
I think for me, having the knife on me, I'm shocked at how often that I end up using it during the day.
Oh yeah.
And then I watch my wife get a package from Target.com and she'll drag it into the kitchen and she goes for the dullest, worst scissors that we own. And then she folds them out like it's a knife, but it isn't. It's the edge of the dull scissors. And you know how scissors have like a 48-degree angle, Tom?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
And
they're
then she's
really
like,
very cute.
she's basically just dragging a hunk of metal over
Yeah.
the box tape, trying to
Mhm.
pop it open. And I for the life of me, I haven't figured out how she hasn't stabbed herself yet. I think it's
Mhm.
because they're so dull it won't hurt her.
It's
But
true.
I'm always like, would you like to use a sharp knife? And she always looks at me like, why would I need that? And I can't get him in that headspace anymore. Now I'm so far down the path in the hobby.
I mean, that's how I
Yeah.
got Kim into being relatively into knives. Is I just put dragonflies. They're like scattered all over my countertop, and then a box comes in, forced to use it, and now
Right.
she loves the dragonfly.
Yeah. It's
Right.
kind of gotten to the point where it's almost a race when Brandon and I go out to see who can get their knife out first when somebody asks if anyone has a knife. And it at this point, it feels so weird to not have one on me.
If I was
It's just-
Brandon, I totally would let you take that honor 100% of the time because that was way cooler.
He gets to stand back and look proud.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the weird uncle at all the birthday parties. Like all my nieces and nephews have learned that, you know, Uncle Jason has a knife. So when they open their presents, they can't get their toy out. They always just run right to me. And the
Mhm.
rest, like nobody else can help them because everybody else stands around like they had no idea that someone would need to unpack something today.
Whenever
Well,
I go to
how
a
would I
birthday
know?
party, I carry anything that's not Maximic. Like someone's gonna ask me, and they're gonna try to bust a zip tie with something stupid on my kid's toy, getting out of a box.
You know, it's interesting you say that. When I do carry in that environment, I don't carry what I would normally carry. I carry something that is going to be like, if it breaks, I won't cry. And then also it looks a little safer in front of grandma, if you know what I mean.
I'm always like, someone's gonna ask me to take a knife out, so I have to like prove how cool I am, but also like not give a shit a little bit.
Like this won't go to Easter.
Yeah.
This won't be at Easter, I promise.
Satanic
Mhm.
Easter.
Yeah. I just tend to carry my McBee most of the time. It fits in my coin pocket pretty much perfectly.
I'm very much of the belief that when you find like your knife,
Mhm.
you just get more entrenched in the idea that that's what you like. Because like I carry a pair of threes. I used to carry PM2s and Maxes and everything. I still like them, but I'm a pair of 3 guy now. And I'm just so used to it, and I'm so accustomed muscle memory that it's just why disturb it? It works.
Yeah.
I will say the cool thing about Kim being in the group, and you probably get to do this, you get to have discussions that no other married couple gets to have about stupid knife internet drama. You know how fun it is when a post gets so out of control that it gets pushed onto Kim's timeline, and then she asks me what the hell is going on. I get so excited when she breaks news to me first about like, what is this post? She doesn't care, but she thinks it's interesting because the drama is interesting, no matter where it is.
Brandon and I will sit down at the end of the day with like glasses of wine and like talk about all the drama from the Facebook group. It is really fun. It is really nice to be able to have those types of conversations, especially just having conversations about knives and what knives we like and what we want to do with them. So
just cutting stuff and talking about cutting
those are
stuff
so bad.
like good married couples do.
Yeah.
Somebody in the group had a knife. If I remember, I read it 2 or 3 times. It wasn't really clear what happened. It seems like somebody with an S110V PM2 took somebody else's case knife and like ruined that guy's blade by cutting it with like someone had a case knife and they were like, why do you need that dumb fancy knife? Right. And the guy started sawing at the S110V blade with his case blade and it ruined the blade.
Oh my gosh.
I imagine like, I don't know what kind of steel those are made out of, but I'm sure it's not what we would call a super steel. It's probably some
Aluminum can
1095.
steel.
Yeah. Some 1095 or something like that. And
Mhm.
I'm imagining it was probably like a hardness of 54 and running it across that 110V. I would like to have been there for that one. But yeah, sometimes I read stuff like that and I'm like, what are you guys doing with your knives? What are you doing?
I always find it funny when I see posts where people get offended. They're like, they used my knife to open a package. I'm like, watch me use this mini goblin to open up a box of tile.
Right.
But
in the end, it's just a knife.
And when you learn you can sharpen knives, it's really freeing. Like to know that you can use it and you can make it better than it was before. It's
oh yeah,
very empowering to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Danny, are you going to Blade Show in Atlanta?
No,
No. Okay.
but we are going to PNW CI.
Okay.
Oh,
So-
you are. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's in Seaside, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get early bird tickets, which means I'm probably not going to go to it because everything disappears. That's first come, first serve. But it was
Mhm.
really cool last year. I had still have a custom I got there. It was neat. Like all these
Yeah.
really big name makers at a small little show in Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Are you after anything in particular, Danny?
I'm not sure because I've been trying to pay attention, but I haven't been able to really see what's going to be there. But I am really excited to go. I know we're both really excited to see the Pacific Northwest as it is, but I'm really excited to go and meet new people and find out what everyone has. So
If he's there again last year, my favorite knives I saw at that show was Richard Rogers. If you haven't checked those out, those would be definitely enter some of those lottos because those are nice, small, compact,
yeah,
amazingly cool knives. That's
Mhm.
probably the last one I can think of on my list of knives I need.
Billy Joe.
Looks like D. Blevins will be there.
Nice. Yeah, I am really looking forward to being able to expand my knife collection. I know I definitely don't have one as grand as my husband's, but I'm really proud of my little collection. So
I think you have a great collection.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lets
The thing
me
I like
borrow-
about the knife shows is
Correct.
going and meeting actual makers. Like
Mhm.
for the most part, the Spyderco line, there's a lot of personality in them, but they're still factory production made knives, right? They're mass produced knives. But when
Mhm.
you actually get to meet the guy that's whittling the steel into a knife and you
Yeah.
get to talk to him, it's so rewarding to be able to do that. And then you kind of fall in love with builders by the style and the way that they make them and things like that.
Mhm.
And then you get to catch up with them at the shows and hang out and talk
Yeah.
to them.
The weirdest thing with that show last year is they had like a pre-party at a bar in Portland. And I went there and I'm like, I don't know fucking anybody, but I need to talk to somebody about knives. I walked up to a random person that was flicking a knife and I'm like, hey, do you like knives? I have a knife. And I pulled out a Koenig and handed it to him. That person ended up being Ian from CMF, and he handed me their Lotto knife to flick. It was like the first thing I touched. I didn't know who he was even. And he was like, "Here you go." And I'm like, "What's this?" And like, "Oh, it's like a $5,000 knife." Okay,
Oh my God.
Like, oh,
Yeah,
okay. This is
don't mess it up. Just be careful. Be careful. Yeah, that's the coolest thing about those shows is like the makers are so accessible, and it's not a Blade show size crowd, so they can really just talk about everything.
Yeah, we went to Vegas last year, and that was definitely like a last minute thing. I think we ended up deciding to go the weekend before, but
Wow.
it was really fun. It was really cool to meet everyone and see everything and see things that I've never seen before.
I do
So-
recommend having a little bit of thick skin because you'll come across these dudes that are just like they are wound way too tight.
Mhm.
At the Kentucky Custom Knife Show, I've been to it 2 years in a row now. The first year I went, I met a guy with like a $5,000 Borka fixed blade. And if you had shown me that knife and asked me what I thought it cost, I never would have said more than like $650. And he spent, I think he spent $5,000 on it. And when he saw there were Spydercos on our table, he almost stabbed us and then threw up. Like he was really offended that someone brought Spydercos to a knife show. And then
Right.
last year, when I brought 6 Koenigs with me in my case, and a couple of dudes saw it, and I thought they were going to punch me. They were like, "Why would you have 6 of these? Who cares? Like you bought 6?" And in my mind, I'm thinking that's not even close to a record.
Yeah.
I know guys with like 30. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
But-
Brandon's over here in the corner. He's like, "Yeah, I got 10."
Yeah,
big
I mean,
deal.
it's not hard to have 10, right?
No,
Because
I
they
had 10
come
at
in,
one point. It's
they
really
come in
easy.
different flavors.
Yeah.
But yeah, those dudes were so mad at me because I had 6 of them. And for a moment, I was like, man, I'm kind of insecure. Maybe I shouldn't bring knives next year. And then I was like, nah, screw them. They can care what they think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have what I want.
Hey, Jason, guess what?
Hey, what?
I got stuff this week. It's been 2 weeks since we had a show. A lot of stuff has happened, but now that you're mentioning that, something that people might not care about, but I really care about, I won an Oz today.
Oh, that's right.
I won a Roosevelt today.
We're
And I've
supposed to
been
be jealous
trying-
and bitter. We're supposed to be
I
angry
am.
at you.
I'm supposed to be pissed off and mad and pissed at me right now.
Because
for
when
winning.
something goes well for you, that means something goes bad for me, right? That's what that means, right?
Yes. So, are you mad at me? I want people to be mad at me.
I am. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
I
that's
won't.
fine.
I
Someone's-
missed it.
Someone's salty.
So yeah, every week. I mean, not every week, but most weeks since August 2021, I have posted a thing saying this is the Oz Lotto. I see my email every week and I post it up. This morning, I almost missed posting it because he changed the time to noon on Saturday, and so luckily I was typing it out. And usually, I kind of get mad that I have to type out the time in my caption, so I almost didn't type it because I'm like, "Fuck those people! They can read the picture that I post." And then I read it myself. I'm like, "Oh shit! It was a different time than I thought."
Yeah.
So it worked out well, and I think that threw some people for a loop. But I won an Oz, and I am so excited. I don't care that someone tried to shit on my parade all afternoon, saying that I shouldn't be happy about it or shouldn't tell everyone. But I'm very excited. Very excited.
No, I mean, ever since I found out about him, because I do really want one so bad. I have entered every one that I could possibly. I think I've missed the past few ones. I was getting my hair done today, so I missed today's. I wasn't on my phone, but I want one so bad.
It's worth. You just keep on entering.
You are having a very good hair day, may I say?
Thank you.
Very nice.
One thing I will say is I learned to set my alarm for the Oz Lotto 1 minute before it starts. Do this 5-minute bullshit. What am I fucking driving? I don't go anywhere.
Right.
Like I see 1 minute, I'm gonna have my phone in my hand already.
Right.
I'm already gonna be holding my phone. I think I can manage to wait one. I set it for 3 minutes the other day, and I forgot. I set it for 2 minutes. I forgot. So I changed
but
it
you're a
to
crack
1
hamster.
minute. Yes.
That's a good idea. I'll have to do that. Keep my eyes open because there have been a few of these past few drops that I'm just like, oh, they're so pretty.
But it's okay. That's what we need to reinforce. If you miss stuff, it's okay because more cool stuff comes.
It might take a little
It's
time,
cooler too.
but it's okay. We'll all have them in time. They're making a crap load now, like 30 to 50 every drop. It's a lot of knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they drop like 10 to 15.
What else you got there, Bubba?
So Mr. Liang Ma sent me. He wanted me to check out a couple knives, so he sent me 13 to check out. So I got some knives to play with.
You doing some photo shoots?
I need to do some more photo shoots. This is my favorite of the Liang Ma's, probably ever actually. This is the Tonto, the T1. This is super duper dope knife that if you are looking for a $400 knife that's of incredible quality and design and aesthetics.
Show the back of the knife.
Look at it closed. Look
the
at
back
that
of the knife.
knife.
Yeah. It's not an integral, but it looks like one.
Yeah, there's a seam there.
He builds like clamshell sides that come together like this.
Like it looks like a seam. You can't feel it. You can't even feel it with your fingernail. It's like not even there. This one comes with fat carbon. It comes in like there's like 6 available now, I think, and there's a couple more finishes that are coming in different patterns. But this is maybe my favorite Riot I've handled. The blade grind, that rounded Tonto with the swedge in the front, hand satin blade. I'm sure it's M390. Yes, M390, fat carbon scales. This is an awesome knife. It's smaller than I thought. It's a really good size. Like it's like good size. But the knife that he sent a whole bunch of that I'm actually kind of more excited about because I know more. This is way more accessible. Is is it called the? Try to forget the name of it. It starts with a T. The Trinity. This is Liang's other line. This is Eutectic. It's his budget line. And these knives, he sent me every color he has left of this thing. This is the best under $100 knife I've handled that I can honestly think about. Like this is everything you want in your fancy frame lock titanium 400 whatever dollar knife. This functionally does all those things in a $85 package. So you want to be able to flick it like that. You want to have a top flicker, which I suck at, but this one's actually pretty easy. You want to flick it in the back. It's a fun fidgety knife, which also has a forward finger choil that doesn't feel like you're going to slice your finger off. It's functional. It's a good knife. It's 3.75-inch blade, so it's a chunk of steel.
Mhm.
It's 14 C28N, which I don't know a ton about that, but I know it's not. I definitely know it's not the bottom of the steels. I'll have to test it and see how it sharpens up. But this is a really, really cool knife. It's G10 scales, deep carry clip, ambidextrous carry.
Show us the clip again. Can you pivot it? Yeah.
I
His
mean,
knives carry really
that's
well
like
in the pocket.
legit. Like, that's so nice. This is a budget knife. That's the cool thing, though. Is like Leon is an amazing knife designer. Took all that stuff he knows and they just put it in a package that is super accessible. So highly recommend this knife. It's fun to fidget with. It drops shut better than most of my knives do. And it clicks shut and doesn't bounce. So total winner.
All right, buddy. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. You get anything, Jason?
Let's see. I've got I already showed it, but I got the 4V Millie that showed up. I can't remember if we talked about this last show, but yeah, I got lucky and got one of these. And it's funny when it came out, when it announced and I saw it was the Millie one, a part of me was a little bummed out that it wasn't the new one. But honestly, now it's here and I don't care. It's still a military. It's still awesome.
Yeah.
The liner lock on this knife works really well. It has great access. It's grippy. It has a lot of jimping on the lock itself, so it's very easy to grab. The thing I like a lot about the military, more so than the Native Chief or some of the other big knives, is the arc of the knife. Like, this thing has a lot of swoop to it, so when you're holding it, the blade angle is wonderful. And if you guys haven't gone crazy on a bunch of cardboard or on a lot of cutting tasks with the military, you're missing out. It is really, really good in the hand. So when your hand is level, the blade is down. It's really designed to cut in a way that a lot of knives aren't. 14C is great steel, according to Facebook user. Hey Good says this is good at kids' parties. It is stealthy looking, right? It's got that going for it. It's not shiny.
Yeah.
Let's see, Tom. I got a Sabenza Tanto.
Stop buying potatoes.
You say Tanto, I say Tanto.
I say potato. Potanto.
This one's made of the Mega Cut, and it's got just enough wear on it that I'm not scared to carry it. So I'm noticing the secondary on CRKs is coming down. Like, all of a sudden, I have another one in the mail, Tom.
Yeah.
Because the price is too good to be true.
How much was it? It was like, what do they sell for new? Like 500-600, right?
This is, I think, 525.
Okay.
I think, I don't know. So
Yeah.
Danny, I went from not really wanting or liking CRKs to owning 6. I don't know what to do.
He has a whole biggie French fry worth of potatoes over there. Like,
Yeah.
Yes, the pivots are slow. Yes, the thumb studs stink, but they're awfully pretty. Here's another one I got. This is a small. So if you're unfamiliar, the small Sabenza is definitely small compared to the large. It's a nice coin pocket size knife, and I put a Rips clip on it because why not?
it's like Della could do an Endura difference almost, right? It's a pretty big step in size.
I got respect for your husband, Danny, because he will fearlessly put a Spidey hole in his CRKs, and I know that for whatever reason, that fan club that likes CRKs, they don't allow modifications. They hate it. They see it as blasphemous. I mean, this is not. It's just a knife. There's no blasphemy to it, right? So
He just doesn't care.
right,
And he just does whatever he wants. He's like,
it just hacks a hole in it. Doesn't give
fuck
a shit.
it. I'm gonna put a coal in it.
Right. And I tell you what, it probably improves the knife. I bet it's a lot nicer to use.
He is really good at the Spidey flick. I'm not good at it, but he has absolutely no fear, and he honestly, he's one of those that doesn't care about what people think about the knives either. He's
Right.
just like, I mean, he's posted videos of him like chucking it down the side of the mountain. So he's like, it's a knife. I can do it. It's mine. I'll do it what I want.
He's not no fucks though. He gives some fucks, right?
He gives maybe like one.
Okay.
He only has one to give, so.
I will tell you that in a world of gas station knives and tactical knives and, you know, gimmick knives, these do feel like grown-up knives. They're not childish. They don't feel silly. They are capable knives. They're good at cutting things. They're comfortable in the pocket. Even the big ones are comfortable in the pocket. They're rather thin. So compared to a lot of other knives, they don't take up a lot of space in the pocket. They're made in the U.S. They're very well built, right? They're I don't know. There are certain models that I like, and there's many I don't. But yeah, I'm up to 6 now. So nobody tell Brad Caldwell. All right, I can live with
That's
it as
okay.
long as he doesn't. As long as he doesn't tell me I told you so.
It's just between us and however many
Right.
people are watching. It's fine.
Right.
But
Best
Tom
patch
Gunn
ever?
Salted.
Possibly best patch ever? I don't like patches, but I saw this at 5 a.m. on the Carryology Facebook group. Oh, and I got on eBay and I bought this patch. And apparently a bunch of other people did too because they sold out like within an hour. But love this patch.
I don't think I have any of my patches down here. I started getting into patches, and I don't have very many. I don't have Brandon's. Once
I
again,
don't have a lot of things with Velcro, luckily. So my patch collection will have to stay relatively small because I don't have things to stick them to. But this is one of my other things. I'm getting ready for Blade Show. So I'm getting all my packing stuff like Jason said. I don't care. This is my Evergoods Cap 2 Tech Organizer case that I just got.
Is that for your shaving kit? What's going in there? A trail mix?
I don't shave.
M&M's.
Like
Yes, to keep his coiffer in order.
sunglasses and power supply and all the things that we're going to need for Blade.
Right.
And just in case that didn't work, I bought 2 things that are the same. So
that is one thing that I have started to consider doing is putting like a little tiny little bit of Velcro on the corner of the hanks for people to put little ranger eyes on. So
interesting.
I haven't gone to the point where I have done it yet, but it's definitely something that I am looking into to start doing. So
it might be a good idea to try that on one and see how it goes. It's a good idea.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what, I have more ranger eyes than I know what to do with. They're just laying around here and I don't know what to do with them all.
Yeah. We got sticky carpet tiles. You just like peel and stick.
Yeah.
And one wall is just all of Brandon's patches. And they stick really well. They hold really well. So
good idea.
Right. I think I just got a couple patches. They're upstairs. I got a ring wraith. That's one of the other things I'm really nerdy about is Lord of the Rings, which is one of the reasons why I won't get the Millennium Falcon one because I would rather save up for Rivendell that they just dropped.
What's nerdier though? This is honest question. What's nerdier, Star Wars or Lord of the Rings? Because to me they're same realm. Let's say that.
So they are the same. I'll
tell you what. Go ahead. You go first.
I know way too many facts to be normal about both of those franchises. I know way too many things about them to be considered a normal fan.
You wanted to live in a shire. You wanted to have a doorknob in the middle of your door growing up, probably. Like a shire. That
would be cool. I'm too tall for that. But
I can't tell how tall you are on the internet. How tall are you, Danny?
6'1".
6'1". Holy cow. Yep. Yeah. You're not a hobbit.
No.
I'll fit fine. I'm going to go snuggle right in there.
Really clumsy elf.
You're from the Aragorn bloodline.
I've gotten better at handling knives since I started collecting them. I don't think I've ended up accidentally cutting myself with a knife in a really long time.
Perhaps you're Entish.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Tom. The Star Wars lifestyle has way more apologists in it. There's a lot more sycophants that spend their lives telling you that it doesn't suck.
Well,
Whereas the
you
Lord of
didn't
the
watch
Rings,
the right one. Oh, you only
right? Oh,
watched
you
the
didn't read,
non-director's cut of
bro.
Empire
You're
Strikes
not
Back?
immersed in the universe, bro. You're not reading all the right. That's the world of Star Wars. They're
You
all trying to
watched
tell
them
you
in the
Boba Fett
wrong
isn't that
order is why
prideful,
you don't like them. You didn't watch
right?
this one before that one. Didn't watch them in the right order.
But Lord of the Rings, no one has to apologize for it because it's excellently written and it's a good story and there's good versus evil and it has wonderful allegories all through it and it's just I don't know. Nobody has to apologize for it.
It does. I think people might have to start apologizing. I haven't watched it yet. People might have to start apologizing for Rings of Power. I've heard a lot of differing views about Rings of Power, but I haven't watched it
Yeah.
yet for myself to find out.
Yeah.
But the Hobbit trilogy probably could have been a little bit better, I think. There was some of that. They took like a 150-page book and made 9 hours, which probably didn't need
overindulgent.
to. But
Yeah.
Me and Jason stretch this shit out all the time. I get it. Just gotta pump that for as much content as you can get.
We've been talking about Mela and Hanks for 56 minutes, so look at us go. Yeah, but still, like, I don't know. The only real criticism I have is I'd like to see a supercut of the Fellowship movies without Samwise. Like, if they could take 2/3 of the Sam content out, it would be better.
Without Samwise, he's one of the best characters.
He might be, but there's too many times that he delivers like a silly, hacky, "we can do it, Frodo" kind of conversation with sad, dramatic music under it, and he's just like, "Think about the shoulder, think about the potatoes," right?
To be fair, he does do that in the books.
He does. They didn't need to put all of it in the screenplay.
They didn't. They should have put Tom Bombadil in there.
Right. But they skipped Tom so they could put in another Samwise. That's my only beef. But that's small compared to like just the total nightmare of the prequel and the postquel trilogies. You know? It's not okay that 4 of the movies were good, and that's not fair. 5 of them were good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But
Let's see here. Is there anything else we need to cover, Tom? What else you got? You're gonna tell us about your CBN stones.
I am. So this is my new Hapstone CBN. So CBN is another material other than diamond that we talked about a couple weeks ago. But the way CBN molecules are formed is they have softer edges than diamond edges. So they leave very, very satiny, beautiful, scratch-free finish. So I have a little message group with every professional sharpener I know, and we talk about stuff. And they started talking about CBN, like, don't you know about it? Like everyone. So they convinced me immediately to buy a set of these from Ukraine. I waited 1 month for them to arrive. They just came last week. I was kind of skeptical, but I'd gotten to a point with my Venev stones, which, aren't they nice looking? They're nice and thin and nothing like these big, giant, thick, heavy, flat, smooth.
Beefy.
Feels good. Stones. And I was skeptical, but I took the 80. And when people said they were scratch free, I was assuming that meant that they weren't going to cut well. Oh my God, I'm going to ruin so many knives if I'm not careful. Like, it just eats steel, but then it leaves this nice, clean finish. So these are the best knife purchase I've made in a long time. They were about $380, I think, shipped for a set of 80 through 2000. I didn't get the 5,000 stone. I may get it just to see, but the 2000 stone gives amazing mirrors. 20 minutes I can do an edge that would take me longer than an hour with my Venevs.
Well, Tom, that's the price of 3.5 Mannix lightweights or 1.5 natives.
Yeah. These are totally worth it though. Like if you're considering getting Venevs, get CBNs. It's a total game changer. Like it's made sharpening for me feasible to do that. Like I'm doing 6 or 7 knives a day. Like it just blow through stuff and it's enjoyable. It creates the best burr. That's one thing I didn't think really mattered on steel or on stone. I thought like, well, just whatever it does will create a burr. This one makes the burr, like, and you feel it, and it's very precise, and you can just, it's crispy. Like, Sharpest edges I've ever done. Almost scratch free. 20 minutes. It's amazing. So totally sold. This is awesome. I'm so excited for these to arrive. I got teased when I thought UPS was coming for these, and then I had to wait another week. But worth it. Worth it.
Congratulations, buddy. Hey, Danny, do you want to tell Mike Murphy how close he was to death? You know about Dominic Monaghan, right?
I do. But it's been a while since I've been online to like really look into stuff, because I do know I had started listening to his podcast, The Friendship Onion, with Billy Boyd for a little bit.
Well, he's one of the preeminent like wildlife enthusiasts. He knows more about wildlife than most people. He's like
he does.
Right? He's like Steve Irwin. So I bet he could wrestle a tiger and win. So I think Mike Murphy would be totally screwed in that fight. He's lucky to be alive.
Isn't the guy that moved somewhere?
I hope he knows that.
I
heard Dominic on podcast, and he will not stop talking about wild animals, like all the animals.
Yeah. I did see Dan. Samwise is a lot better than Jar Jar Binks, who Fair. I am convinced is also a Sith Lord. So
it's quite possible.
It is.
Here's a good question for you, because what is your favorite little snacky treat? Because I got some Rice Krispie treats I'm going to eat right now that are delicious.
Mine, unfortunately, my two favorite, they don't make anymore, and those I'm really salty about. The Godiva dark chocolate lava cake truffles, those were amazing. Stopped making those.
That sounds rich.
They were delicious. And then my other one was the coffee nut M&Ms with peanuts in them.
Those are good.
Those were so good, and they swapped them out for the caramel macchiato espresso. They're not cold brew. They're not. I can't do it.
No good.
I'm not a huge fan of caramel, but they don't hit the same way that the coffee nut ones did. So unfortunately, I have to find a new comfort snacky item.
I'm all on board with Rice Krispie treats. This is my new thing. I'm gonna eat a lot of these now. I think this is gonna be my new dietary primary ingredient.
So Rice Danny, Krispie. We're all fans of the Albanese gummy bears here, partially because they're amazing, but also because Rich Cox is one of the production managers in the factory, and he invented a chocolate that they sell at the factory. So if you're ever in Northwest Indiana, Chicago area, you can go over to the factory and you try it. They make a, what is it? I think it's a pecan. It's a chocolate covered pecan that tastes like banana nut bread.
Ooh.
And they're little nuggets of crack. They're unbelievable. They're so good. And whenever I'm anywhere near there, I always buy some. They sell them in white, milk chocolate, dark chocolate, or I think white chocolate. And I always grab the dark chocolates for my wife, and she ends up pounding so many she gets a stomach ache. But she's always like rolling on the carpet, going, "Worth it, worth it."
Yeah. One of my favorite things to do is get the gummy bears, and then soak them in some sort of alcohol, vodka or wine.
Interesting. Does that work?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They'll like double in size. You have to let them sit for maybe about a day or so, but they're really
Are they slimy
good.
or is the texture okay?
I think the texture is usually pretty okay. They get maybe a little bit sticky just because they end up soaking everything up and sticking together, but they're really good.
Interesting.
Hey Jason, I'm going to another knife show. Besides, there's another knife show happening in Oregon.
Is there now?
There is. I forgot about this. I'm going to my hometown of Eugene, Oregon, 2 hours south of Portland. I just had to pull this up, and this is like I gotta share how good this is. So the Oregon Knife Collectors Association is a club that runs their club on a DOS computer, apparently. But they advertise it as the biggest knife show west of the Mississippi. And then they get challenged on that, and people say, well, like of like clubs, not like industry shows. But anyway, I'm going to this show. I've been there once before, and that one time was in 2019. I went there because someone told me Spyderco was showing up to this random ass show that I'd never even heard of, and I'm from Eugene and into knives. And so I went to the show, and I walked up and down every single aisle, and it's just tables of Chinese out the front automatics, Kershaw seconds, deer horn handle, everything. That's it. That's all that's at this show. And I just about gave up, and I walking out, and I saw Eric, and no one cared because everyone's there to buy garbage. So Eric and Sal are just hanging out there and like a small crowd, but nothing like a real show, like a big show would have. And so I went to that show and got to hang out there for like a half hour. That's where I met him first time. I got to show my photography. It's a really cool thing. So if you live anywhere in around Oregon, even up to Washington, like it's totally worth making the drive down to get to go meet the Spyderco guys on a very personal, small show basis. It's like your opportunity. They also sell seconds at this show, so you go to town on seconds. So I'm going there, meeting Jeff Loffer, and we'll hang out with Eric and Sal, hopefully, and be a good time. And then I get to go home to see mom and dad.
It sounds like it's not a good time except for the Spyderco experience.
Yeah.
Only
that's
Spyderco.
good enough for me.
Nothing else.
I mean,
matters.
if you're into staghorn handle stuff, you fucking go buck wild, dude. You can come out with a whole gunny sack full of deer horns.
So Danny, one time I was talking to Sal and Eric, and I brought up the Pochi. I had it in my pocket, and when I pulled it out, Sal's face lit up. He was delighted, and Eric like rolled his eyes, and he looked at his dad, and he goes, "That was your project," and he walked away. Like he didn't want anything to do with it. But then Sal told us the story about how it happened, and it was really charming. Like the designer of this knife found Sal at a show in Japan, and he came up to him and like presented it, like, you know, look, I made this knife. And I guess he's known for his animal knives. So Sal thought it was adorable and decided to greenlight it. But yeah, it's how the story behind that knife, right? But it was so funny to me that it was obvious that there had been a lot of arguments about, should we make it? I want to make it. And the other one's like, I don't think so. They must have
I don't think that's a good idea. You can do it if you want to, but I'm not going to have anything to do with it.
Right. Put your name on it. I don't want it.
Right. I was actually telling Brandon that since we're going to the PNW, it's like I could make some Goonies hanks. So I'm working on getting some Goonies hanks, but he was like, I don't know what other, stuff is in the PNW, and
trees.
I'm gonna really screw myself over here. I'm like, I could make Twilight hanks. And
I don't know the demographics there for Twilight hanks.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not doing them.
Right.
But
it's a bold move. They'd sell, but maybe not at the knife show.
You can make plain white hanks and just call them vegan hanks. You'll sell the shit out of them.
Vegan hanks.
Make sure you tell Kevin Kakura in the group, because he's such a goonie. I think he was involved in looking at buying the house when it went up for sale. The Astoria house. Yeah, he's pretty deep.
Well, you do know that Samwise is in the Goonies.
Yes.
Yeah, and Thanos is too, his older brother. So.
And also one of my least favorite actresses of all time, Martha Plimpton.
Really?
Ooh. Hard to love.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I finally found one that wasn't cartoon. I finally did find a fabric of the Goonies, and it's kind of just like a tile pattern of the movie poster, but 99% of the other fabrics that I've found were all just like cartoons and everything. I'm like, I don't think those ones will do very well.
Could you whip up a Chester Copperpot treasure map?
You know, it's a good idea, and I probably could, and I should look into that. It's a good idea.
There's also the medallion, right? When they hold the medallion up to the the rocks coming out of the ocean, you need the medallion.
Yeah, I have thought about getting a design made, so I might look into that. And
there's the music on the back of the map. That would be kind of cool. Like sheet music.
Yeah, those are some really good ideas. I'll have to look up.
Just cut me
one-eyed Willy.
So have you guys resorted to paying double on the secondary market for a 15B Shaman already? Like in the one day that they've been halfway, almost kind of dropping? That people are already.
I know there's 75 more dealers that haven't dropped them yet.
You don't put posts up frantically saying I'll pay whatever I want because I saw one person sell one.
That's a good way to find a scammer.
It's true.
By the way, guys, let's do a scammer update. Scammer update. The current trend with the Nigerian scammer ring is they're getting better and better at hiding their profiles. They're getting better and better at not following Nigerian pastors or liking them. They're getting better at hiding that. What we're noticing right now is that almost all of them are from Shepherdsville, Kentucky, or thereabouts. They're all from Central Kentucky. So if you see a dude selling a couch and, you know, he's from Shepherdsville and he's joined like 25 knife groups recently, he's probably not real.
Or Casey Hedges.
Or it could be Casey's, Uncle Hedges, you know. So, watch out. I would just say if you're going to do a deal with somebody and their price is too good to be true and they're from Shepherdsville, Kentucky, you might want to think about not doing that deal until you get some vouchers. That's all I'm saying.
And while we appreciate you guys noting when scammers happen, there's a trend where people like to post about scammers that aren't in our group, and it causes a bunch of people to get all freaked out. So, for example, a couple weeks ago, someone named Scott Moore applied to the group. Well, my dad's name is also Scott Moore, so I just got curious. I want to click on his profile. Well, that's the only reason I found this was a scammer, was because I was interested in the name, and I had to go pretty deep to figure it out. We banned him. And then yesterday, 2 people put posts up about like the scammers in the group. And so if you go search Scott Moore in the group as a scammer, that's my dad. He's the only one that is Scott Moore. He's not a scammer, but there is a scammer named Scott Moore out there. So just don't be mean to my dad. He's still in the group. It's okay.
He's not yet a scammer, you mean?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Scams me, but that's not the same.
Right. Trying to think if there's anything else going on. Anybody get an Olight? Olight had a St. Patrick's Day sale.
No way. I had a sale? What the
They
fuck?
did have a sale. Yeah.
Weird.
I bought myself a Seeker 3 Pro. My favorite
what level
feature
are you? Are you like a level triple captain platinum member yet?
No, I'm not. My favorite feature on this flashlight is it has a glass breaker built into the front. Because think of all the times you wanted a glass breaker, didn't have one. Now I do. It's on a flashlight. So, talk about multi-purpose.
The thing that sucks is because for a long time, the Olight S1 whatever was like by default like the go-to good flashlight. You go buy on Amazon, it's like the best rated thing. So then you find out they do sales, and you can get the purple one and the pink one and the American flag one for half price if you buy 9 of them right now. So it's kind of hard not to get way too many Olights in your
Yeah, I mean, I got this emergency light for an extra $2.
Yeah, how can you say no?
$2.
Yeah.
What do I use it for, Jason? I don't know, but it's got a clip on it, so I can clip it to my butt when I go on my bike, I guess. And then it changes color. That doesn't suck. Who doesn't need that? Anyway, yeah. So for $2, I got that, which is nice. Oh, Mini Evo. Yes. Who dropped the Mini Evo? Was it Rec?
I think so. Which is a good size. If I had a micro Evo and I had a regular Evo, I'm assuming Mini Evo is in between those. That's a good size knife if you like those. It's a good Riot.
Man knows how to design a knife, that's for sure. Paula says that Olights are good for walking dogs at night. She would know.
I also I think it's funny when people take offense at like you just have an Olight. It's good enough flashlight for 99% of people, like ever.
I don't want to argue about flashlight quality.
Neither do I. I just it's good enough. It makes light. Like I
I'm
can
not
tell
going
the
to
difference.
for flashlight.
I just use my iPhone flashlight.
That's my
Driving
favorite thing to
handy,
do is when people say post your flashlight. I say I can't take a picture of my own phone. How am I going to do that?
That's what I got. That's what I use.
I used to do attic inspections as a roofing contractor with my my iPhone. It was enough light to get into an attic and look around. So yeah, it wasn't often I needed a flashlight. I still don't, but I'm a sucker for good marketing, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that.
Every time there's a Christmas or a birthday or something like that, I'm like, who's getting an Olight? Because somebody had a shopping problem back in the day, and I got lots of them.
Yeah, I think the past few Christmases since we did the second sale, I was just giving like all my friends and family like knives that I got. Like, oh, I got one of the little bees. Here you go.
Chase is on the case. See what I did there, Tom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's right. The Vero Synapse, for the first time in 2 years, was available right-handed, and I believe it sold out in like 20 seconds. It was a monster.
He said it was his fastest drop ever, which is really encouraging that still has that much heat behind that brand. That's great.
Dude, that's saying something. That was his fastest ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
I'll have
crazy.
to ask him how many there were.
People still buy his knives.
Yeah.
Tell Samwise they still believe in him.
The XL is more my size for the Vero. The Vero, I like the big Synapse. So if they're coming soon, definitely put that on your shopping list.
You're gonna want an XL. The XL is awesome. It's pretty hard to beat.
It's the knife I own with the best action. It's better than my Koenigs, honestly. It's really good.
Yeah, that one's fun. Well, guys, I think we've kind of hit all the categories tonight. We've covered food. We've covered Hanks. Why don't we do the Hanks one more time? I'm going to pull it up again. In case you guys didn't know, you can go to saltedhanks.com. You can get yourself a brand new Club Hank. There's only 98 available. It's available right here in the corner of saltedhanks.com. You're going to want to go to the website and then click on store. Isn't that right?
Yeah, the menu and then all products, I believe.
Menu, all products. Here we go. And it's going to bring you to all the Hanks that are available. Grab a couple. Oh, that donut one looks delightful. But we've got ourselves the brand new Club Hank, and on the Club Hank, you've got the design was actually hand done by Danny. Super cool.
And if you're having difficulties, it has been confirmed to work on the mobile site at the moment. I'm sure you guys will be looking into that shortly.
Yeah. I'll be looking at and figuring out what's going on with the desktop app. So
I love the Hank. Thank you for making it happen. I think it's killer. I hope it sells out quick. And,
it was really fun to do.
Could be the next collectible, right?
People are gonna be flipping these, and then we're gonna have a whole talk about people price policing Hanks.
Yeah, don't price police Hanks, guys.
Yeah,
it's worth what it's worth.
Yeah, I know what I have. Mine's 101. Mine was like prototype almost, basically. So
Danny and Brandon are gonna get drunk with wine at the end of the night, gabbing about the Hank drama.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah. We've got our hard monsters too. So those.
They make hard monster now.
Yes. Apparently, Monster is 21 years old, so they decided to celebrate.
Regular Monster shouldn't be sold to people under 21 years old anyway.
So they actually took the caffeine out of it and the sugar, and they're amazing.
They didn't want a Four Loko situation, so they probably pulled it out.
No. But yeah, no, I think this is the third or fourth case that we've bought since we found them. And they dropped in February. But they are really good.
Lovely.
So yeah, that and wine. We're all set. We're set to go.
Is there anything else we need to cover, Danny?
I don't think so. I'll
Maybe we drop the URL for B Weiss Leather.
mm,
Maybe not.
you
Nah.
know, I don't know. He's working on stuff, so
Huh? Oh, I'm not here. I'm reluctant to be.
do you want to drop?
The only
Yeah, you
drop,
can.
the only new drop since last episode that's coming out is if you're trying to complete your set of the DLT exclusives, they're finally doing a pair of 3. It drops on 3/28. So that is, what was that, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. Tuesday. DLT, purple pair of 3. Pair of 3s
Purple.
kind of always hold their value. So
Has there been a DLC Crew Wear blade
Yeah.
for a pair of 3 yet?
no.
Yeah.
No, yes, the all black ninja one. The all black one.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, sometimes that helps, right? There'll be a blade configuration that hasn't been done yet.
Yeah.
So there's not a
Well,
ton
it's
of
DLT. I'm sure it's like exceptionally inexpensive for whatever it is. I'm sure.
Yeah, no kidding. Their exclusives are always well priced.
That's all I got.
Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for watching. Danny, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Glad you could be here. It was fun seeing a tour of your knife collection and hearing your thoughts on Star Wars.
Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on Star Wars.
Yep. Strong as the Force with you. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for being here with us. We'll see you next week. And yeah, that's it. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.